It's sad to say that I will never receive Social Security benefits. It's sad to say that although I've been working in a system as an American citizen where I should be due benefits, due Social Security, due Medicare, without the worry, post my work career as an American citizen, I will never fully reap my benefits at 100%. It is not made for us to win. It is not even made for us to be in a symbiotic relationship with our American government. It's not. Not at all. It never has been. We've been lied to. It's been masked. It's been it's been run amok, right? We've been bamboozled. We've been bent over. And so when I'm reading that within the next 5 to 6 years, guys, almost a fourth of everybody's Social Security will be cut. A fourth, almost 22%. These are estimates. So it could possibly go down, could possibly be less, but it could possibly be more. If we're already talking about inflation raising, right, 1.5 to 2%, right, being the highest that it has been in 3 years. If we're talking about wage cuts and, we're not matching inflation with wage increases and job layoffs and AI, right? So that affects losing money just because the funding is going to be, spent, right? We can't afford to pay American citizens after retirement. We also can't afford retirement already because of those other variables I mentioned, right? People can't hold stable wages. People are not getting the wage increases they saw decades ago. You know what I'm saying? So to hear that, I'm like, well, in 6 years, I'm going to be 37, turning 38. I'm not even going to be in my 40s. I'm damn sure not as close to 50 as I would be. So if I'm doing the math, right, 22% over 6 years, that's pretty aggressive. We got to hope and pray. If this is our only means of income, we got to hope and pray that projection is aggressive and it's forecasted on the upper end. We got to hope the cut is more so around 8 to 10%, 15%, not 22 or more, because 22% over 6 years equates to 108% over 30 years. I don't receive Social Security. My wife and I will not receive Social Security for another 28 to 31 years. So if those projections are correct, we will see 108% cut. That means it's gone. That means it's zero. This is why I can't buy into that system anymore. Because every time I work, I get 4 to 6% taxed to go towards my Social Security, to go towards my Medicare. I've been working since 14. You guys hear what I'm saying? I don't know why this is not allowing people just to up and quit their jobs. Like, that's madness to me. That's literally, I don't want to be ignorant and I don't want to say something crazy, but this is kind of almost worse, or at least as egregious as slavery. You know why? You know why I'm saying that? Right? Because the Atlantic slave trade was more connected and focused on, blacks. I guess before we were Black Americans as blacks, you know. But now, as an American citizen, guys, we're slaves. I almost don't want to use indentured, we're economic slaves. We're industrial and digital slaves, because it's not like we're in an opportunistic society to where we put in and we're going to get what we put in. We put in, and we're actually getting stabbed and being robbed and taken from. I'm gonna put it to y'all straight like this, because Social Security, right? If you guys don't understand what Social Security is, which most of you guys should, because most of you guys are older than me, and most of us is relying on Social Security, right? Most of us has disability, so you guys, I won't say most of us, but a lot of people have disability from on a job or different health implications that can't allow them to work before their Social Security, age, right? Um, so I'll put it to you straight. Social Security is dependent on your salary. It's a mock-up from what you're getting, or what you were getting, basically, you know, pre-retirement for post-work. And a lot of people, they make, we're not, a lot of people don't make over 100,000 or over 150,000. Most people, right, are in that lower middle class to the lower class, right? So the average at $2,000 an American is skewed heavily. Why? Because Social Security benefits are still going to be provided to the 1%, which I never thought about until now. I'm like, wow, okay, rich people who are already making $400,000, $500,000, $600,000, not saying they don't deserve it, but if our government actually cared for majority of people, there will be a reconstruction of how Social Security is. I'll leave it at that. But guys, basically the average, again, which is skewed by the upper class and wealthy, because they are American citizens, the average amount of Social Security a person gets $2,000 a month. So in the next 5 to 6 years, because we're halfway into 2026, and they said this cut will happen by 2032, it could be even more aggressive by 2032, or that 22%, 20 plus percent can happen earlier than 2032. So I'll say 5 to 6 years. You just do the math. 22% times 2,000 is around $440. So there's people who are expecting $2,000 right now. There's people who are expecting to have $2,000 coming in the next 5 to 6 years. There are people who's 56, 57 looking to retire in the next 5 to 6 years, or at least apply. So that $2,000 you're expecting, that's supposed to be matching inflation. Social Security is supposed to be rising with inflation. That's how it works. And since inflation and all this other shit is just happening, it's just, the United States is just running amok on everybody. And then you add this cut. The gap between inflation and wages it's storming. So a person looking forward, forecasting a $2,000 a month retirement stipend after working 30 to 50 years is only going to be owed $1,540 a month. And let's assume there's no more cuts after that. But why assume? We're just getting started. We're just getting started. That's a big difference, guys, for not working. That's a big difference when healthcare is shit. That's a big difference when we're sick. That's a big difference when we still have, different dependencies, right? Liabilities, mortgages, rents, car payments, grocery, guys. So that's why I did the math. 22%, right? You divide that by 6, right? We're going to start seeing a 3.6% increase every year. I'm just going to say from now on. So by the time I'm 58, 59, 61, 0. I'm not getting it. But I'll put it to you this. I'll put it to you straight like this. Excuse me. I have family members who are going to be dependent on Social Security. And people who are getting Social Security right now, they will see that cut. So it's not like people are working. The people who are working, in a way, are kind of reluctant. They can kind of, I guess, adjust their narrative a tiny bit. Why? By working more, getting another job, right? Slaving to match that back. It's just stupid, but they can do that. But there are people right now who are getting SSI, and there's people who are only making $800 to $900 a month, $100 to $1,200 a month on SSI, guys. So you're gonna see that 22% cut to your benefits. If you're making SSI right now, no matter where you're at in the world, you're gonna see a cut to your benefits. So if you're making $800 a month on SSI, by 2030, you're only gonna be making around $650 a month. If you're making around $1,200 a month on SSI right now, by 2030, you're going to see about $1,000 a month. It's raw, guys. I wish I could make this up for views. I'm not, because it's like, man, it's twofold. How do I see this information and continue to just maneuver? Like, how do I keep going to a job and see my pay stubs, knowing I'm not going to get this? Like, this is not a like it's it's a game. It is. It's a game to these people, to the puppeteers, to the wealthy, to the elite. It's a game. But this is our real life. Like, how do you guys keep doing this? Why? Why do we keep doing this? And then I think about it, I'm like, man, like the people who are my age and younger, where we're almost kind of just getting started, especially if you're like, getting out of college. Like, guys, it's what are we doing? What are we doing? If I don't see riots and anarchy happening within the next 4 to 5 years, then it just doesn't like I don't know how you continue to keep doing this cycle. This cycle, it's not even like we have the opportunity anymore. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I can't be the only one in this world feeling like this, or at least in America. I know I'm not. I can't be. But I'm saying this because I still see people heavily applying to jobs, like thousands of jobs a year. I see people still trying to move up the corporate ladder. I see people still want to have families in America, so that means there's more dependency and liabilities. So it's like I'm saying, how are we doing this? Yet we're still doing this. That's wild stuff to me. My wife told me last night rather. She's like, every time I open up TikTok and Instagram and it's related to America, it's bad. You know how bad it is? It's bad. Like it's not even just like bad. It's not like, oh, the weather like is raining, like you can't go outside. Like no, it's like bad. People are dying. They're dying physically from a social injustice and discrimination and all this crap, and economically, inflation, the wage gap, being wage slaves, and just we're just all under this government's hand. Imagine if a neighborhood just said no, just stop going to work. Imagine if a city just said no, just stop. Everybody just stop. Why? Why can't social media is so powerful that everybody can just stop for at least a day? Fuck up the system for one day, just one day. One. Like they need us. They depend on us, guys. It is a Ponzi scheme, right? We're at the bottom and we build the top. So if the bottom is crushed, we're the foundation, we're the people, right? We do the work, we do the blood, sweat, and tears. That's why we're supposed to get all these benefits. We're supposed to do all this because we're just doing everything. The middle managers and up, basically, in any type of industry or entity within the American society or attached to American society, just manages us. Everybody else is just blah 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 blah. We do everything, blood, sweat, and tears, and we cry and die. That's it. So if that foundation breaks, they're done, and nobody is willing to really get that or understand that. It's fight or flight. You either leave the game, you leave that system, venture on your own somewhere else in a total different world because Americans think America is the world, or you fight for what you believe in. Literally, no, you don't talk on social media. You literally, and I'm not saying go kill people, but you literally just stop buying into the gross domestic product. Stop buying into the economy. Stop listening to what you think you're supposed to be doing and being a good law-abiding American citizen. That's what I mean. And people aren't. We're not there. We're not. We're too. We're sick. We're sick. We're drugged up and sick. So we're gonna keep getting bent over and used. And I don't know how to end that, but it's scary hours.